This is a new video podcast, and I've been looking forward to meeting all of you and seeing you, so welcome. My name is Frauke. I'm 34 years old and an enthusiastic knitter and reader and everything DIY. I sew and I try to crochet sometimes, but it's mainly knitting. So this is what I want to talk to you about today and tell you about. I am located in Denmark on the western coast, and I live here with my boyfriend and our 4 dogs. I have sled dogs, Alaskan Malamutes, and when I'm not dressed like this, I am a vintage enthusiast. Then I'm the total opposite, as you can see in this picture, if I can get it in. I am a vice principal at a school, so it takes a lot of my time, but yeah, most of my spare time I really use on my needles and my yarn. So let's just try this and see if I can be part of this great community. I've been watching podcasts for a very long time, and I really appreciate all of you sharing your projects and your future plans for your yarn and what you have on your needles. So it's a very versatile community, and I really like it. It's amazing, and I feel very inspired, so thank you for that. Let me try and see what I can find right now, and let's just start this. It's mainly because I live here in this beautiful house with my boyfriend and 4 Alaskan Malamutes. For those who don't know, those are 4 large sled dogs, and it's not just a petting animal or a member of the family here. It's a working dog, and we do work our 4 dogs, and I have my own team of 2 veterans, the first 2 dogs we got, and my boyfriend is currently working our 2 youngest, and let's see what the future brings. I hope maybe a new puppy in the new year. But let's see. Let's go back to all this yarny and knitting related. That's maybe more interesting for you. So I've called this section The Beautiful and the Damned, because it's about finished objects, it's about hose, and it's also about projects which are lingering or I need to frog because I do not want to work on them anymore. And I think you can all relate to that, so that's why The Beautiful and the Damned is maybe a very good title. Also, it's one of my favorite books by F. Scott Fitzgerald. So let's see what I have. I've put everything over here so I could be prepared, and I have my notes down here. I have coffee. I'm sorry, girls and guys, I'm not a huge fan of tea, so it's mainly coffee for me, but cheers. Let's start with some of the finished objects. I'm very fortunate that a lot of my friends and family ask me to knit for them. So I do it as gift knitting most of the time. And last year, my father-in-law asked me 10 days before Christmas if I could knit him a sweater for Christmas. And I'm very busy, and I'm a vice principal, so it takes a lot of my hours. So 1 week was a short stretch. So I pulled a joke on him last year, and I actually knit him a sweater, but it was like 2.5 centimeters large and wide, and he got it in this big box, and he thought it was for him because I made a sweater for my own father, and it was in a similar box, so he thought he was lucky, but not last year. But this year I've been planning this all year, and I really wanted to make him something special and something beautiful. And so when we go to Sweden every year to go sledding with our sled dogs, it's something totally different from this, but still when I'm in Sweden I can't help but look for yarn or patterns, or my knitting travels with me, so that's always there. But this year I found this magazine. It's called Novita. It's a Swedish knitting magazine, and I've never seen it before, and I was so fortunate that it was in one of the stores, and it was actually I think from December or the year before, but I really liked some of the patterns in it because there were some Nordic patterns and some Christmas patterns, and I love Christmas like many of you, so that's really great. So I bought it, and I immediately fell in love with one of the sweaters in there, because it was like a modern twist on some of the Nordic patterns you see, and it was this one. I hope you can see it. Yes, this male version, and actually I wanted to knit it for my boyfriend, but he is he has a lot of knitted sweaters, but he doesn't wear them very often, so it's a lot of time to spend on something that he doesn't really use. Not that he doesn't appreciate it, because he loves them, but he's just not that common use of my sweaters, my homemade sweaters. So have in mind, this is not blog yet, but this is a sweater I made for my father-in-law. I will put in some pictures so you can see it on my boyfriend. He had to model it because my mom really wants. I was sick the entire week up to this, so I'm still coughing. But he had to model this because my mom really wanted to see it. Starting off, I really didn't want to use the same colors as in the magazine, because my father-in-law is he's also crazy about vintage, but not clothing, but cars, and he has this very beautiful bus, Volkswagen bus, and it's red and white, and I really wanted to make it red here, but I just couldn't find the right combination, and it looked more like Santa or one of Santa's helpers, and I wanted him to use it, so it ended up being this. But I really like it, and it's knit in CaMaRose. It's a Danish brand, and it's not thick. It's one thread, and it was really lovely to work with, and it just flew off my needles. It took 1.5 weeks, so maybe I could have done it the year before. Let's just put it over there. A month ago I really started this Christmas knitting because I have a lot of projects. One of the things, the first thing I made was Mermaid Tail for my niece. She's a little redhead like me, and they also I call her Mini Me, and everyone around who knows me and knows her call her Mini Frauke. So that's very cute, and I adore her. But I wanted to give her something special this Christmas. She's 3, and I knit her a mermaid tail, and then she's getting Ariel, the Little Mermaid, on DVD, and then she can sit and cuddle up in that. So I hope she will be happy about that. But that was the first project. The second one was the sweater, and the third one is actually like, it wasn't planned. But then I went to Yarn Freak in Aarhus. It's a very, very lovely store, and I'm there every time I'm in Aarhus, largest city here in Denmark. And they have Madeleine Tosh and Hedgehog fibers, and I went there. I went to a meeting in Aarhus, and the meeting was just beside the yarn store. So when I was finished at the meeting, I had to go and visit. And I went there and I bought some Hedgehog fibers, and it's the color Truffle. It reminded me of autumn and pheasants. And I really didn't want to, I wasn't planning on buying anything when I went there, because the weekend after there was Fanø Strikke Festival, or Knitting Festival on Fanø. It's a little island just not so far away from me. And it's a huge event every year, and I really wanted to save some money for that, but I just couldn't go home without this yarn. So I decided to make a gift for my mom, either for Christmas or for her birthday, which is in the start of January. And I made this mittens. It's the first time I've made mittens, and I really loved it. I thought this would take me like, I don't know, 2 weeks, and it took me a weekend. I'm a sock knitter, but I don't know why, but I was just not I was not aware of how easy it really was. So I was a little worried about the thumb, but it turned out great, and the color is just wonderful. I don't think it's very good in here, but it just reminds me of a wood in autumn with reds and browns and greens and a little pink and purple. I've decided to use a solid color for the pattern, so it's not that shrill, because my mom's not really into variegated yarn or speckled yarn, so I try to hide it in here. But I really love these, and I'm taking them to work on Monday, because I have a lot of lovely colleagues who knit as well, and they really want to see these because we're really excited about the idea. So one more Christmas gift done, and yeah, those were my FOs. So I am currently knitting something very different, because I have the niece I told you about before, and then my nephew. I have my brother and his wife are having. They have 2 kids, Vilas and Smila, and I love them. I am a very proud auntie, and they asked me to knit them something called Nisse. And Nisse are Santa's little helpers. In Denmark we have a lot of these. It's not like elf, but something similar, and they're dressed in red, and they do pranks on people, and yeah, they're keeping an eye out and helping Santa to make this naughty or nice lists, and they really wanted these Santa's little helpers, like dolls, and they wanted me to knit them. So of course, as a very proud auntie, I can't say no to them. So I have been working on this one. That's Knas or Crunch. For the past couple of days, I got the yarn on Tuesday when I was sick at home, and I was actually so sick I couldn't knit. I didn't feel up to it, so I started this on Thursday, and I just put them together today because the arms were knit separately, and filled him. So now he needs a face and some hair and a red hat and some red pants and some shoes. And yeah, that's not it, because I need to do one more. A girl, Trine, she's called. It's a pattern made for filcolana. And they're really fun. It's not exciting, I must admit, but it's fun to see how they grow and become puppets. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that, and I'm planning to do something special as well, because I do not have any kids. I have my 4 dogs, and my nephew and my niece know that. So they know that my dogs are very special to me. It may sound strange to some people, but they really are. So I want to knit a dog as well. So yeah, Knas and Trine can have a little dog as well. Yeah, but let's see if I can do this, because I have a lot of plans, and we are already at the end of October. Yeah, I'll put him down. So another thing I'm working on right now, or at least I've cast on, is a hat. Another Hedgehog fiber. This one is DK. It's called Pollen, and I've seen it a few times. I've had it in my hands a few times. I've even had it in my basket a few times online, but I've never bought it. And yeah, the same day I bought Truffle. was the day I needed to buy pollen as well. So I've cast on a hat for myself. It's very egoistic, I know it, but I really love to wear these knitted hats here in the autumn when we're training our dogs outside. It's really nice to have something on your head. And the pattern is actually Stephen West. I can't remember. I'll put it in the notes. But it's a Stephen West pattern, which I've changed a little bit because I wanted a rip border down here. So yeah, let's see where it ends. It's a slouchy hat, so it'll be soon. It'll be finished soon. And a bag. I'll come back to that later. Another thing I'm working on, or that's one of the language projects, is this one. A sock. Actually, I already have one made. Oh, I should have taken my sock blocker. See, that's what happens the first time you're video blocking. So here is the first sock, and this one is the second one, and I've already made the heel flap, so it's actually just knitting the rest. And I've had so many projects lately that this has just been in its little bag here and given me not so much joy. So it's been languishing, and I need to pick it up again because I am trying to do 12 socks this year for the Box of Socks Gal by Woolen Vine Yarns, Kristen, and I really hope I can get there because it's the first time I'm trying it. I started knitting socks last year, and I just love wearing them, and I get a lot of compliments for them, and people ask me about the patterns and especially the yarn, because I use a lot of different yarns. So I really want to do these 12 socks. No matter what, I'm finishing them and then just on to the next, or I'm just going on to the next. That might happen. So I just mentioned Fanø Strikkefestival, the knitting festival, and I want to come back to that because I made a few pictures and I'm putting them in here. And it was actually my first visit there. I've heard about it, and I've heard a lot of people talk about it, and I really wanted to visit. And when I started my little business this summer, one of my colleagues asked if she could take some of my yarn and some of project bags to her gallery on Fanø and try and sell them. And of course I said yes, because it's the first time I really went out to the crowds and tried to sell some of my stuff. So of course I wanted to see her gallery and what they're making there. It's like a collective. They are a few artists there, and they do some lovely pictures and installations. So it was very nice seeing that. But yeah, being on Fanø, I had to visit the tent where they are having this big marketplace, and a lot of stores come there and show their yarn, and you can buy everything from needles to finished sweaters. So I really wanted to see it. I didn't participate in any workshops because I didn't have the time for it. I only had one day over there, and I just wanted to walk around and just feel what it was like to be there. So yeah, it took me like an hour to get on the ferry to go to Fanø, and it's usually just jumping on board and then going there. But we had to wait an hour to go there because the queue was so long, and we were waiting, and everyone wanted to go there. And I brought my boyfriend along, and yeah, I think he was really tired of it before we even got there, but he tagged along, and he was very nice that day, so thank you for that. And we went to the tent and got in, and yeah, split in two. He just said, just go and see whatever you want to see and buy whatever you want to buy, and I just walk around on my own. So that was really nice, because there were a lot of people in there, and maybe a little, yeah, too many people for my taste, because there was not really enough space, so you can go and really feel the yarn and see the yarn and just linger. So you would, yeah, in some booths you were pushed a little around, and that was kind of sad, because I really wanted to see what was in display. So I took a round, and then I got back and to the shops where I really wanted to see what they had, and there were a lot of known yarn stores, and there were a lot of known brands here in Denmark, and it was okay. But I really wanted something different. I wanted to buy something that I can't get anywhere else, or I can't just, some things that I can't just go to the shop and see there and buy there. So I went back to a Danish store where it's called Hedgehog's Uldspinderi, and it was just the colors. I loved the colors. It was a very autumny, and they have this lovely wool. I bought DK yarn for actually a pattern that Katie has just the pattern that Katie just frogged from inside number 23. I just wanted to make the pullover instead, so now I'm actually considering if it's the right project for me. But no matter what, I bought the yarn, and it's Hedgehog's Uldspinderi, and it's this lovely. I bought even more. I bought 5 skeins of this. It's this lovely green color. I love everything autumnal, so greens and oranges and browns. I even started wearing red, which I never did, just a few years back. But I really love the color, so I took a sweater quantity with me. And then there was this other store. I've never heard of them before, but I went back. I actually went back twice. The first time I didn't buy anything. I just looked around and felt the yarn. And the second time I stood there and I thought, oh my god, I need to find yarn for this particular pattern. And I'm showing you the pattern first. It's been in my Ravelry favorites for a very long time, and now I bought it. It's a vintage pattern, it's a Christmas pattern, and it's this lovely sweater. I really wanted it, and actually I wanted to make it green and white. But being at this little store on Fanø Strikke Festival, I decided to make it red and white, because they had this beautiful deep red color. And the shop I'm talking about is the Little Grey Sheep from the UK. Oh, I don't think it'll focus. It's right there. I've never heard of them before. I've never seen this wool before, but I really loved this wine red color, and I bought 2 skeins of each, a red and a white, and I just need to skein it up and just start another project, so I can finish my Christmas sweater, because I love Christmas and I really want a Christmas sweater. So yeah, this is the next project to be started in this household. So that's some of the yarn. Yesterday at work I got another package. This time from the US. It's way too expensive to get yarn from outside of Europe, but sometimes I just have to. So when I saw this colorway on Etsy, I really needed to own it, and we are still in the Christmas mood. This is 2 of my passions. It's Vintage Christmas. It's by the Yarn Jar. Right there. You can see it. And she put this lovely stitch marker as well. And I saw it on Etsy, and I just had to buy it. And that's a feeling that overcomes me quite a few times. So those are my Christmas socks. I'm going to start them at the latest on the 1st of December. So watch out. This is a future, hopefully a future FO, but yeah, you'll see it. So that was the stash, the haul, whatever you call it, and all that stash. And all that stash. Well, so as I mentioned before, I have quite a few family members and friends asking me to knit for them. So some of my future projects also involve a hat for my niece. My sister-in-law just asked me about one, so I ordered some yarn from Miss Babs, which I'm looking forward to, and I hope it's coming very soon. I know it's been sent, so it's just a matter of the Danish postal system from now on. But also a really dear friend of mine just sent some inspirational pictures last night, so I need to find a pattern or make one of my own, and see what kind of sweater I can make for her. But she's someone I really want to knit for, because she's really special to me. But you'll hear a lot more about her, I'm sure of that. So something completely different now. My notes. And I think I can wing this from now on. I showed you this bag before, and I have another bag right here. Rorschach. They're products in my store. So a month ago I started my own website. I started my own business this summer, and just because I love yarn, and why not make your own yarn if you have the opportunity to do it. So I launched my website, which you can find in the info box down below, and I'll put it in my show notes as well. And yeah, I think I may do a group on Ravelry, so I can put my show notes in there. I mainly do solids because I love the rich colors. I've also tried doing some variegated yarn and some speckles, and I think I'll try that. I think I'll go on that adventure a little bit more in the future. But I really like the solids because it gives me an opportunity to enrich some colors and over dye in different shades. So go visit my homepage and see what if there's anything you like. I have project bags in there, I have stitch markers in there, and some haberdashery, and I think a lot of new stuff will come very soon. Maybe I should start a thread in the Ravelry group where I ask you what you would like, because I have a lot of ideas, and I can always use new and great ideas. This is the first step of coming out to you, not as a store, but just this is just for me, just sharing what I produce and being part of something great. So for now, I just want to say thank you for watching, and I'll be back very soon. I really enjoyed this, so thumbs up if you liked it, and follow me if you want to, and I'll see you very soon. Hi.